I'm ready for my next guest, and my team is ready. Awesome. Share with us who you are and what you do in the dental space to help dentists cry less inside.
Absolutely. Well, my name is Josh Gosnell. I run the business development department over here at Addit. What Addit is we are a cloud-based patient communication and analytics software. How we help a lot of practices have a very common issue that we solve, and that's, having one company that you're paying to do your VoIP phone system, and then maybe having a second software that you're paying to do your analytics and your KPI dashboards. A lot of the time, there's a third or a fourth software, whether that's online scheduling, whether it's reputation management, whatever it is. Addit takes all of those things and brings them into one centralized location to where all of those different features that you're using every day actually work together, so that you're not having to use 3 or 4 different platforms and have different logins and different user interfaces, et cetera.
Yeah, I mean, as a practice owner who's grown up through the even not having computer days, there's so many cool things that you can do, but also it can cause just chaos inside of your practice. So 100%. Tell us, who is the dentist out there that would most benefit from this? Someone who just bought a practice, someone who's scaling a practice, but walk us through kind of a story of who should be doing a demo with Addit so they can streamline all of this.
Well, I would say that it's a pretty good fit for almost anyone. Honestly, we're the only company on the market that truly offers everything within one place. So absolutely, a new dentist that's acquiring a practice or starting a practice for the first time, these are going to be things that they're going to need, in the new age of dentistry in order to be able to efficiently and effectively run and grow their practice. At the same time, there are a ton of practices right now that are using softwares like this already, but they're paying 4 different companies in order to do it, and they can bring all of that into one place with Addit. And a lot of the time that comes with significant cost savings. There's a lot of clients that are saving $6,000, $8,000, $10,000 a year just on their overhead, bottom line profit, by bringing all of those softwares they're paying to into one place.
Well, unlike Trident, 5 out of 5 dentists love saving money. Josh, now just, you do these shows to educate dentists, right? So maybe there's an associate dentist, a dental student, someone who just acquired a practice. What is the impact of using this technology on, let's say, patient treatment plan acceptance? People thinking you know what you're doing, your team members not running around. I mean, I literally grew up in my dad's practice. We used to write the schedule on a big paper book. So 100%. Just if you kind of educate our community about how does this technology help you on a day-to-day basis?
Oh man, do you have 3 hours?
Yeah.
There's so many different ways that this is going to impact your practice. I'll give you just a couple just off the bat that would help. First, from a new patient perspective, especially for someone that's starting a practice, you need new patients. It's the lifeblood of your practice, right? Most patients are searching for a doctor or a dentist on nights and weekends, right? So whenever they come across your website, that is going to be your first impression that they get of you. Now, if they make the buying decision that you're the practice that they want to come to, you want them to be able to complete that buying decision. Yeah. Right. So having a schedule that actually integrates with your Open Dental or your Dentrix, your EagleSoft, whatever, and having that on your website to where I can say, hey, I'm a new patient. I'm looking for a new patient exam and consult, and I'd like to come in next week. And they can actually go in and book that.
I want to interject, Josh, because I don't know if you're going to go to dental school, but I'm going to guess not. But one of the toughest part about being a dentist is people opening up conversations telling you how much they hate you, which is rather unkind, right? But what I found through online scheduling, just as a tool, is your patients are thinking about you at 2 a.m. sometimes, right? Yeah. And it kind of, I say it tongue in cheek because that might be the only time the mom or dad has time to make appointments. But I actually kind of get inspired in my route to say, oh man, somebody was making their hygiene visit at midnight. So I think online scheduling, totally key. And think about us for a second. And it's interesting. While you were talking, I made a note about getting a beard trim online and I need to go. But I probably would never make that call. So you are definitely missing out on patients who just simply are not going to pick up the phone and call.
Yeah. And even if they put in a contact request, I mean, think about what the alternative is. The alternative, if I don't have the option to schedule, maybe you've got a contact form on the website, then, I'm coming in 3 days later.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on the staff to call me. Maybe I'm at work. I missed that call. I call back. It's after hours. You go through this whole, line of things to try to get that appointment booked to where that patient, it's not unlikely that they just click on the next dentist website and book an appointment.
Totally. I am with you. That's, they talk about CTA as call to action, but I think of it as capture the attention. Good acronym there. Give us one more thing that this technology does. I know you have many, but one more thing before we wrap up on how we talk about online scheduling. What's another way that it will help improve your patient experience, your team stress?
I'll give you kind of a dual threat one here. So number one, having your analytics and your KPIs. In order to properly run any business, you have to know your numbers, right? Yeah. There's a quote that I love that's you can't manage what you can't measure.
Yeah.
Right. So making sure that you know what your ground level is, where are you starting from, what metrics are you putting up, and how are these metrics changing over time? Now, with that, you start to realize certain insights of your practice. I'll give you an example. A lot of practices will sit with over $1 million in unscheduled treatment from active patients on their books, right? And when you're looking at that dashboard every day and you're seeing 7 figures in unscheduled treatment from your patients from the last 6 months, maybe you want to go and target them, right? The second part of that is, okay, how are you doing that? How are you going about it? First of all, do you have a way to pull all the patients that fit that criteria? If you do, how are you contacting them?
Yeah.
So are you taking it to the front desk and saying, hey, I need you to call these 700 patients.
Right. Yeah.
Right? And, it's taken, 3 hours a day, every day for a month in order to do that. Well, the other part of Addit and having it to where it speaks with those analytics is being able to say, hey, I want to see this list, but I also want to contact them.
Right.
Right. So being able to mass select and being able to send out a mass text, using that in conjunction with the scheduling piece. So taking the link to your schedule, putting it in that mass text, and now saying, hey, we know you've got some unscheduled treatment with us that you haven't been able to schedule yet. Here's our availability for the next couple weeks. Go ahead and book yourself.
I love it. You should call that 1 + 1 = case acceptance. So
exactly. And you'll see practices book 40, 50K in production from sending out a text that takes them 5 minutes to pull the list, create the text, send it out.
Yeah, because text right now, text cuts through the noise. Well, when people text Addit to 215-543-6454, just wrap us up. What should they expect as a Nacho community member with you guys as a sponsor? They're going to text Addit to 215-543-6454. What's the next step?
Yeah, absolutely. I would just say just set up a demo. We're offering a $50 Amazon gift card just for checking us out. There are no strings attached to that. But we've also got some amazing discounts, some monthly price promotions as well. But we'll set you up and take you through the software.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Josh, for sharing with us. Really, really valuable information. Appreciate you supporting our community.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
As you guys are learning so much about the things they just simply don't teach in dental school, from coaching, from surgical extractions, from HR, from technology.